his will Prince Harry be forgiven? Well, we sent our correspondent Ollie Whitfield-Miokic down to Buckingham Palace to gauge public opinion.
A day on since Prince Harry's book was accidentally released in Spain, and the revelations keep on coming. But what do the public make of the tell-all book, which is rocking the royals?
Obviously a bit shocking to hear that.
Yeah.
Family's family, mate.
It seems very harsh.
The alleged physical fight with brother Prince William was one of the most shocking stories.
I talk about the red mist that I had for so many years, and I saw this red mist in him. He wanted me to hit him back, but I chose not to.
Everybody has an argument with their brother. Maybe not necessarily physically, but I wouldn't say it's particularly unusual.
William would be in the wrong, because why should Harry be in the wrong if he's speaking out?
Just seems like part and parcel of being brothers.
It's sad to see it unfold this way, based on the history with their mom.
Harry also speaks candidly about using narcotics when he was a teenager.
There's a fair amount of drugs, marijuana, magic mushrooms, cocaine. I mean, that's going to surprise people.
But important to acknowledge.
I'm not so sure I would publicly be speaking about those things.
I'd say it's normal behaviours, especially for a teenager. I think that just because he's like a royal, he's put on a pedestal, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't make the same choices that young people do.
Despite the explosive allegations against his closest family members, Harry says he wants them to settle their differences. But is that really possible?
I want reconciliation, but first there needs to be some accountability.
I think it's definitely too far gone after what's been said.
They need to reconcile rather than argue.
He's kicked that can so far down the road now that I don't know when that could be.
It would take a long time to heal, I would imagine.
So what will the next chapter be in this royal psychodrama? Where do they go from here?
I don't expect them to come back to the UK, and I think they're enjoying their life.
Life goes on. You put it behind you and you move on. You can't live in the past. Live in the past is going to destroy your life.
So far, neither Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace has commented on the allegations. Whether that changes will likely depend on the public's reaction once the book is officially released on Tuesday. Oliver Whitfield-Miokic, TalkTV.
Well, quite a lot to digest there, and to help us with that, I'm joined by royal correspondent and commentator Jennie Bond. And Jennie, good evening. First things first, your reaction to some of the comments there?
I think they were very wise comments, actually. The idea that this is normal, that this happens between brothers, and particularly the last woman there who said, you can't live in the past, that will just destroy you. And I think Harry would do very well to listen to those words. I think Harry would have done very well to listen to anyone. And I know Valentine Lowe was talking earlier about how when Harry came over to see the Queen, he had second thoughts about the book. Well, I find it ironic that probably on that probably was the visit on which Harry later said, I came over because I wanted to see that she had the right people around her. Well, my question is, who has Harry got around him? Because what we're seeing in this book and in these interviews is Harry unleashed, Harry off the bridle, Harry without any guidance or advisors, it would seem. And I think he badly needs them, because a heck of a lot of this book is either trivial or petty. Some of it's very relevant and some of it's very poignant. But a lot of it really has backfired, I think.
Yes, you used the expression off the bridle there, and I was just thinking, oh my goodness, almost all horse analogies at the moment sound very unpleasant. I mean, I think that a lot of people will be thinking it's a bit toe-curling as well. And you make a fine point there about who is actually advising him, who are his close confidants, who is saying this is a really good idea.
Well, that's what I don't know, but he does need someone, clearly. I do think, you know, this is ghostwritten by a very credible author. But when you're sitting down with someone for hours on end, presumably in the coziness of your own home, you know, your tongue can get a bit loose. Whereas I think if you're sitting, Penny, you would know this, you know, writing a piece, you're rereading, you're thinking about it, oh, not this, not that, self-editing. And I think he let his tongue get a bit too loose. And frankly, do you know, tonight I was reading the latest tittle-tattle, and when it got to the bit about a squabble about whether Catherine should lend Meghan her lip gloss, I thought, do you know what? I've got a life. I've got a life, and Harry, you ought to have a life as well. I don't really care.
Actually, just one final question, though, Jennie, which is that you've worked with the Royals for an awful long time. Did you at any stage see the germ of this happening?
No, I didn't. No, I think I was totally blinkered, and I think we all were by the Palace line that was put out. Harry would like me saying that Harry was the mischievous one. Harry was the fun guy. Harry was fine. Or was he just putting on that front? But I think it seems from what he said in this book, Spare, that is how he felt from the off, from when he was given the smaller bedroom at Balmoral Castle. He has felt, oh dear, poor Harry. He has felt the second-class citizen. He has felt cheated out of the prime role. And he can't seem to get over that. I view it as very petty, but I thought he was the one who was fine. And I think speaking to his mother, Diana, as I did on numerous occasions, she felt that too. She felt William was the one who actually felt this burden of kingship weighing very heavily on his shoulders. She told me that. And she felt that, and she hoped that Harry would be his wingman and his supporter. And she would have been, as Harry himself has said in the latest trailer, she would have been so sad to see her boys with this deep rift between them.